the possibility that the Republican 2022 election strategy is grounded in killing a lot of people, or, letting the virus kill a lot of people, raises a secondary question, which I also present to you, which is, what is Republican morality? There's a new book out. In fact, it's coming out this week. It's not, the Guardian got a hold of a copy of it. It's called Perversion of Justice, and it's going to be published, actually next week. And in this book, they lay out how Ken Starr, remember Ken Starr? Ken Starr, back in the late 1990s, Ken Starr was the guy that Newt Gingrich hired to put in charge, the special prosecutor, or whatever his title was, the independent counsel. It was one or the other. They changed from decade to decade. But basically, he was the guy who did the investigation of Bill Clinton that led to Monica Lewinsky. He published this Starr report with all these salacious details. I mean, literally blow by blow, no pun intended, details of Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky's sex life. What they did, where they did it, how they did it, what position they did it in. I mean, they didn't actually do it, but they did a lot of pre-its. I don't even want to go there. Anyway, Ken Starr was the guy who just drenched our nation in the late 90s with this salacious BS, because he was just so indignant that Bill Clinton was having an affair with a 22-year-old, a young intern. How dare he? Well, it turns out, according to this new book, Perversion of Justice by Julie K. Brown, Ken Starr was the guy who got Jeffrey Epstein off and used some serious political muscle to make it happen in Washington, D.C. to get Jeffrey Epstein off on his charges of not just having sex with 14-year-olds, but selling them, trafficking them, handing them off to his friends. That's your Ken Starr. Yep, sure enough. This book is going to be really interesting. Another guy who was involved with this, by the way, the top federal prosecutor in Miami back in 2008, when Ken Starr helped Jeffrey Epstein get a sweetheart deal, the guy who was the prosecutor who cut that deal, his name was Alex Acosta. If that name sounds familiar to you, it's because Alex Acosta was in Trump's cabinet. He was our Secretary of Labor. Seriously. So what is Republican morality? Well, I get it that they don't want women to be able to get abortions. Okay. And, if you don't want women having abortions, it seems to me like what you would do is help women avoid getting pregnant. I mean, doesn't that seem logical to you? And yet you literally have some of the same Republican legislators who want to outlaw abortion, also trying to outlaw birth control. This is not about not wanting abortions. If they didn't want abortions, they would raise the economic and educational status and opportunities of women in the United States, and they would, make birth control more widely available and sex education in our schools. But they oppose all of those things. This is about, that morality is about controlling women. What else is Republican morality? I'm kind of at a loss, frankly. It seems like, their morality has to do with, we're going to get tough on crime. We support the police. Until the police try to stop you from staging a coup d'etat against the United States government on January 6th, then they hate the police. Really?